Good evening. Let me ring my bell to say we're once more entering our session of mental mind treatments. Slowly, I know that you'll come on in and we will be able to begin, besides a few I have on my sheet here. But I wanted to read from the little the God vision, the God box, as we call it, the inside cards. I love this one today. My purpose today is to seek peace and to share peace with everyone I touch. I really trust that anyone who listens to this will find the inner peace they require, need, want, and plain would just love to have. The other side, which I always look at, the universe. I love the little picture of a star raining down. It says the universe is a mutual support system. Yes, we used to say put love in, love out. A few other things in a lot of my training time and training days, we had little sayings that we would say and do, and some of them are, they were a long time ago now, and it's like sometimes I'm brought back to some of the old practices, the old ways of looking at things and saying things, and a lot of it is just to remember that peace is only a breath away. It's about changing a thought pattern. It's about letting go of something that you're obsessed with or that you're wondering like, I'm fearful of. It's just letting that go. And I see people are coming in, and I appreciate that. I really do. That really makes my day. So Karen Lee, hi to you too. Yuli, hi. Always nice to see you there. Karen Merkus, greetings. I would love a treatment for healing on all levels. And the numbers she gives me, good gal, 21, 8, and 18. Many things. And we want healing on all levels. I can understand that because with the 18 there, it shows there might be a little fear that has come up. There's so much going on in our world, radio, TV, conversations, very often that what happens is that it begins to relate to our fears of things that have gone on before or something that's happened and things that got triggered. And so when I look at the numbers that Karen's given me here, inside she truly knows that she is embraced with love. She is embraced with all that she requires. She knows that she can apply to the energy above to bring it down. But then comes this little niggly thought. Well, what if it's not true? Or what if it's not exact? Or the what if thing. The what if is that it isn't worth giving any thought to. We deal with things that are real and have manifested. When they manifest into material, yes, then we got to deal with them. Otherwise, they're thought patterns. Thought patterns are easily dispelled. Thought patterns can be just blown away. And sometimes, if we don't blow them away, they are a repeat of old belief systems that we have spent many lifetimes renewing, redoing, reorganizing them. And it's like we really have to look at, do we want those as part of our lives or do we not? Now, it doesn't mean that sometimes life comes along and gives us a challenge. Yes, we certainly have that. But what I'm seeing here for Karen is that the need to really remember who she truly is. So, treatment time. I know there is one power and there is one essence. And I know that as I speak my word for Karen, there is a well of energy within her that knows her truth, that knows that she is loved beyond measure. That knows that whatever it is she wants to raise her head up to look out into the future is possible and doable. That it is not a restriction, but rather an embracing of that which awaits her. And so the healing that is required on all levels, in every which way that she desires, is right there. What do we breathe into? What do we allow in our minds? Remember, the mind is the I won't say it's the foundation, but it's like when you're building a house and you put up all the bits and pieces. It's the framework. That's what I was looking for. It's the framework. And we need to make sure that the framework is consistent with what we really want and not what we're scared of, which may or may not happen. I know as I speak my word for Karen that there is just a letting go of the fear. Letting go that maybe this thing that came in means that this means blah, 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 blah. Does not mean that at all. It just means something came in that needs to be let go. And so now there is the letting go as you move more and more and more into the concrete of who you truly are. And are allowed to appreciate yourself. Allow yourself to be all that you can be as you move forward. Sometimes when people begin spiritual understanding, they think everything is perfect. Life is just going to be perfect. I didn't find that myself, and many of my people who have studied with me, but also friends that went through trainings as I did, we met obstacles, and we had to overcome those obstacles because we are not just here right now. We are a product of many lifetimes. We are a product of thought patternings and belief systems that have been carried on. And I have really come to realize that in the last months as I've moved into this new work that blows me away consistently. But at the same point as to recognize, Karen, that you have it all there. And it's about where do you choose to put your strength? Where do you choose to put the ideas of what you're wanting to create and what you're wanting to be? I give thanks in knowing there's clarity here. I give thanks of knowing that there's that inner peace that says no matter what it looks like, no matter what comes up, I will be able to move forward. I was going to say I endure, but that's a little harsh. I want to say I will move forward to create the next step, the next level. And it's like basking in the knowing that I'm on the right track. So I give thanks as I release this thought for Karen, knowing that healing is and has taken place on all levels. It's now for the conscious mind to accept it. It's now for the conscious mind to step into it and be with it and not move into the old stuff that was there before. It is gone. So don't reignite it. Be at peace. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Okay, Jason. Hi, Norma. What have you got here for me? Just a minute. I got to catch up on here. One. Hang on. What do we have here? Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Basically tells me everything is possible if you make the choice, and especially when it comes from love and acceptance and awareness of strength and purpose and joy and fullness. And so it's like all I want to do here, Jason, is basically do a prayer for you to be able to be all that you can be right now and for every step that you take on the way. I know there is one power in this world, and I know the loving force is there consistently. All we need to do is breathe it in and be with it. And I also know that it's possible for you to understand that and choose it daily in all that you do so that life creates beauty, prosperity, strength, and anything else that you so require. So simple, so easy, sometimes not always hard to do. Not easy to do, sorry, mixed up my words. There is light and there is love here, and there is essence for you to move forward. So, Jason, know that everything is possible for you. Know you just have to choose love, or if you want to put the word peace in there, that works too. But know that love force is there for you consistently and always. I give thanks in knowing this as I release this thought. And I give thanks for you for coming on and putting those numbers in. Thank you. Okay, so Yuli, what do we got here, dear? I hope everyone is doing well, Hot. I've been releasing Heartbreak today. Would love a treatment for this and any help around my heart healing. 3, 16, and 4. Yeah. It's funny, just I was reading a story just before I came on air where a person was saying goodbye to the parents that they knew they wouldn't see for 2 years. And it brought up a memory for me when I was leaving New Zealand many, many years ago, leaving my mom, leaving my dad, leaving my brother, my other sisters. There was quite a big crowd at the airport to wave me off to my new life. And it brought tears to my eyes. And I said, I got to stop this. I have to get together. We're having, it's mental mind treatment night. As I remembered how that felt, because it was in the story that I was reading, right? The tearing, the letting go, the moving on. You see, we can understand that lovingness is there, but really the lovingness is what heals the hurts and the pains when they come in unexpectedly. No one sits down and says, okay, today we're going to have heartbreak. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow would be better. It doesn't really work that way. It's like it walks in the door and then we have to deal with it. The key is to recognize that all things are temporary, even heartbreak, sadness. And the key is to understand it, and you need to go through it. It's like love is absorbing it, taking it in, and letting it go. So it's like you're not stuck in resisting it because of what you know, how spiritual you are, and why are you feeling so bad. It's life. There are times when we feel bad. There are times when we're so sad, we don't even know sometimes how we're going to get up the next day. But the realization that the love vibration is there to help you, support you through that pain, through that. And when I see here that you wrote 4, that's your resistance, that things change and will get better. And I'm so glad you came on and said this. So in the prayer, as we go into it, knowing there is one power and one essence, and I speak my word for Yuli at this moment, I know her love, the love of the universe, the love of those around her, no matter what occurs, no matter what is being said, no matter what is being done, that feels like everything is for naught and all is lost, is about recognizing that out of the shambles, we arise again. We arise stronger. We arise more determined. We arise in a sense of being aware that that love that is there is always there to support us and bring us awareness of who we truly, truly are. If everything was just absolutely okay, happy, everything is good, how do we know our resilience? How do we know the levels of how much we believe or trust? How do we come to that understanding? And unfortunately, very often when it hits us, it feels like the end of the earth. But believe me, it is not. It is a hurdle. I used to hurdle. I used to run the hurdles when I was young. And as I watch the athletes that are being running on some of the big things during the weekends, and you watch them run the hurdles, that's what life is. Some of the hurdles, they're doing well, and then they knock a hurdle down. Sometimes they fall. Guess what they do? They get up, they dust themselves off. They will either finish the course or not, but they get up and they carry on. Heartbreak. But when it comes back together, it's stronger because there's the realization this is not the end. It is only the beginning. And no matter what occurs, what happens, one rebuilds. Because that's what 16 says. The key is letting go and allowing yourself to rebuild based on your basic knowingness, lovingness of all there is. I give thanks in knowing that Yuli finds strength, purpose, and a new vision and awareness that all comes through with such delight and grace. I give thanks for this and for all of those out there that have a crisis right now. Know it is temporary. It is not the end. Often it is the beginning of newness, beginning of loving, beginning of understanding, beginning of awareness. And so I give thanks for you, Lee, for bringing this to us tonight. And I give thanks as we release this by saying, and so it is. Amen. Karen Lee, whoops, I'm going to go back here to Karen Lee again. I would like a treatment for patience. I'm just turning the page over here on my book because I've got people I got to come back to, but I want to make sure I can write it really well so I can see it. Patience and understanding. Oh man, do I ever understand that? I think that what's going on right now, isn't it Mercury retrograde or something? And it's like, it seems like a lot of people like are just having like at the end of their wits here. So 8, 10, 12. Oh, thank you so much for that. See, I know that you have strength and purpose and awareness, Karen Lee. I also know that right now, because of the number 10, that there are changes that are happening around you. And that the number 12 says this is about acceptance of what is. Many times we don't like accepting what is because we want it the way we want it. But life doesn't say that. Life doesn't say you're going to get exactly what you want. And I know a lot of the mythologies and the other things say that's true. But that's not the realness of it. Very often when we have goals, they don't come through exactly what we imagined they would. They would be different. But guess what? They have a whole new purpose. They have a whole new direction. They have a whole new awareness that leads you into the next stage, into the next awareness. And that's what I see here. And that's why your patience and understanding is necessary for transition. This is a transition time, and the acceptance of the transition will make the difference. So as we move into the treatment level, what we say here, and knowing that the power of love is supporting you in every step that you are taking. And there is, I don't know why, but I'm getting deviations. It's not a straight road. It is like we're going in 3 steps, and we're going to turn to the left, and then we're going to go 4 to the right. There's a lot of shift and change happening here. And this is all about acceptance, 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 acceptance. Accepting of what is so that you have transitory, is that would be the word, of movement, that you can shift and understand because you're not at the end result. This is the beginning of big change. So yes, you have patience and understanding, but you have patience and understanding that you are evolving to where you need to be. You are evolving into a whole new awareness and perception of being, which gives love, light, and joy. And I feel freedom for you, my girl. Loads of freedom. It's like taking my clunk off here and going, whew, don't need that. And so it's like you're shedding layers of yourself. You're just not aware of it yet. So be aware of that. Aware of the things that come up and anything that kind of gets you a little stuck, accept. Remember the keywords. And, it's one of the major laws I say that we need to learn about, and that is acceptance. When we accept 100%, we can change. If we don't accept, we keep banging our heads under the wall. So this is all about you accepting and knowing that you are loved, and the universe is behind you and wants to support you. And you know that. You know it's there. So trust. Trust. You said patience and understanding. I'm going to add the word trust. Trust you're doing it exactly as you need to. We give thanks for that as we release that, knowing it is true and is done, that you move forward with love, light, and beingness. And I say thank you. Marion is here and says, good evening, all. Karen says, very insightful as always. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Jason says, thank you so much. Very much appreciated. I appreciate you guys because this is my one-on-one, I do a lot of talking. And I still do a lot of talking here. I realize that. Okay. If she keep, I always say your name wrong, please apologize. But anyway, she got 279. And I would like a treatment for anxiety in love life. I'm smiling because so many people I know right now are having this. There's a guy I like at the moment. Well, you're lucky you got a guy you like. Let me see, where is this? 2 means there's a choice to make. So you've got to choose, do you really want to go for this? Do you not? 7 talks about leaving behind the past to move forward. And 9 says the answer lies within. So how do we put all this together? Is that you've got choice here. The anxiety comes from your mind running and saying, well, what about this and what about that and maybe this and maybe that and maybe he likes me, maybe he doesn't, maybe. In other words, scribble that. What are you choosing to do? What are you wanting to do? Because what I'm seeing here is no action at all. Need for action, yes, but there is no action. So the anxiety comes because the conscious mind is trying to find, it's like a mouse in a maze, trying to figure out what to do and to make it work. And is it right? And isn't it right? And it's like, just be still. Just be still. And then figure out, do you want this man in your life or not? Ask. Does he like you? Does he not like you? Does he want a relationship? Does he not? Find the answers. Do not be afraid of truth. Truth sets you free. You may not always like what it says, but you'll know. And the little mouse that runs around in the head here, which creates the anxiety, will be put to bed. There will be no anxiety. The answer lies within you, and you have a choice to make. You choose to forget it, or you choose to move forward. There's no in between here. And so I want to pray for you in this, that the love brings you strength to choose the path that serves you. Not the path that the mind says, oh, yeah, this is what I want, but I'm scared. But the path of the heart that says, I'm willing to give this a go. I'm willing to put myself out there, and allowing the light and the love to go with you and support you. And if the answer is no, that's okay, because you experienced this and you'll realize anxiety is your mind. And we just want to be quiet in the mind and allow the mind to relax. Allow it to just relax and think what you really want, which is obviously a relationship. Is it this one? Who knows? But if you begin to see clearly the relationship of what you are wanting, then you will know that it is true, it is there, and you'll be able to do that wherever you go, because it is light, it is love, and you have the answers, you really do, but you're going to need to change how you're looking at things. Get that mind under control. Really work with it. So, okay, let's see. Anyway, I'm not going to do that big of a long term because this is about you getting your head straight, my dear. And once you do that, that'll be fine. Okay, Yuli says, thank you. I'm working through the resistance and keep coming back to the love. Love yourself. Remember, that will move out and it'll come together. Karen Lee, yes, would love the feeling of freedom. Thanks, Norma. Welcome. Maggie G says, almost missed you. Well, listen later. Blessings and trust. There's one piece in there that's going to help you and work with you, because look at how fast time goes when we're having fun. Okay, I'm going to my pad here, people who have texted me. First one is for Kayla. The numbers, I don't remember if they gave me, or I think I might have found them. It's 1, 4, and 17. And what I've got here, excuse me, I just have to have a drink of water here. Changing kind of. I'm even making my bell ring. Excuse me. I wrote down here, letting go of unnecessary pain. all levels, emotional, spiritual, and physical. So this is what the treatment will be on. And I'm driven that by the number 4 that I got in the middle of this, because basically it says all things are possible, but we don't believe. And yet we have the strength to balance it all out. I know there is one power and there's one essence, just as I know Kayla knows this. And I also know that the letting go out into the ethers of love is what works. The letting go of the unnecessary pain, whether it's emotional, spiritual, physical, and any other level. This is a refreshment of air, a refreshment of lovingness, of belonging, and knowing that you belong in the bigger picture, and that your essence, your knowingness guides you. But the deeper pains, the deeper sense that says, the little whispers that, I could have done it different, I could have done it better, I should have done this, I should have done that, is we let go of. We allow the emotional, spiritual, and physical levels to move into love, acceptance, joy, peace, and know that everything is as it is. And it's all okay, because you're loved for you. You're loved for your journey. You're loved for whatever you choose to do with whatever it is. And that is heaven sent, actually. So we're going to release this knowing that it is true for Kayla. There is a letting go of all unnecessary pain from any level, so that her system works effectively in all ways. And I give thanks for the knowingness of this. Now I'm moving to Judy. And my heart really goes out to Judy's situation in so many ways. And what I've written down here was strength and perseverance, which I feel is what's required at this point of time. Knowing that she is supported and loved, and accepting that, and letting go of any fear that she has that whatever's going to happen to her is not what she wants, and it's going to look very isolating and very awkward. So my prayer, my treatment will be for strength and perseverance that life will support, that people will support, will bring around the things that come together. So we'll start like this. I know there is one power and there is one essence. And I know as I speak my word for Judy, that the pain, the letting go, the having to come to terms with everything, the acceptance level is huge, is done. And now it is time to move forward into the healing, into the strength and perseverance of what is to come. It is the realization that one door closes, another opens. And who knows, the new door opening may be even far greater than what has been behind the other one. My sense of humor comes. I don't know why in the middle of all this, I feel a smile come over my face as I open that door, because of possibilities. The possibility of all the things that are going to go and come for you and be for you. It's like sometimes we have penance. In the old books, they talked about penance. I don't actually believe in that much, but sometimes life seems like that. It's like you've given up a penance. You've paid the bill. And in paying the bill, you're set free. And in being set free, you're free now to create anything and everything that you choose to. So there is a choice here. You walk through the door, accepting that, and allow the love of you to move forward and create, or you stay locked and don't move through the door. So from my perspective, move through the door, move into the essence of being, and know that all is well. And you have the strength and the love of many, and you have the strength and love of the power, the one essence that is in all things. And I really feel that you paid your price. So strength and perseverance now into the new world, the new order. You might say, oh dear, what? Don't want to say that. But you know what I mean. The new essence of being. I give thanks in knowing this for Judy. I give thanks in realizing that by accepting what is, this is my life, this is my truth, now what? And opening the door and allowing it to come in. So we're getting a little bit of that tonight, new doors opening. So I give thanks as I release this thought for you, knowing the lovingness of all of us are with you as you move forward. And so it is. Amen. And now I'm going to do my prayer treatment for Marianne. You know, I was thinking, these numbers you say, I keep getting the same numbers, 1, 11, 22. 1, all things are possible. 11 is commitment to the possibility. And 22 is creating balance with it so everything is in its place. Also, I just feel here is that the complication is with the number 11. Number 11 is really about commitment to the belief system, the commitment to the path, the commitment so that you can go forward. Everything is there for you. And so in the treatment, what we was looking at is the ability to see things as they really are. And as I wrote that down, what I wrote also was to see your truth and understand others without judgment. Judgment can sometimes come with 11 because it's about commitment to the path. It's the commitment to the next level. It's taking a huge risk, actually. It's like you've made a decision and now you have to make this commitment where you don't know where it's going to end, but you commit to it and you have faith. You have absolute faith it's going to be there. But the nigglies, the ability to see, the knowingness, what other people see and say and do, doesn't matter what they say and do because it's your truth, it's your understanding that is the most important. And then you just move through and understand that that's where they are. That's who they are. That's their judgment. That's their sense of life and perspective that you can move through and be as complete as you can be. Now, I give thanks and knowing that your awareness of your commitment to your life, to your growth, to your purpose will overcome everything because you have faith. Everything is possible with faith. You know this. So it is now time to implement that. The faith that moves mountains, that says, hey, yonder Mona, come here. And the mountain comes. Remember, we have the faith of a seed of a mustard seed. I've had to think of that a few times in my life. I didn't have faith as a mustard, not even as big as a mustard seed. I wanted proof. I wanted to know that it was real. And I just feel now you've just got to go with your faith and trust it and know, yeah, come. It's time. It's time. Bring it to me. Let me see it in reality. And I give thanks in the knowing this as we release Marianne's thought form of beingness and allowingness and move into the truth of her and letting the others just be without judgment of them because they are who they are. And so I give thanks for the knowing of this, and it is. I'm looking at the time a little bit here. I know I have one more person that wrote, Lisa Marie wrote, let's see, where are we here? Hi, Norma. I would love a treatment. My life is a hurricane of things coming at me every direction. We've got a 60-day notice to move, and there's nothing available to rent. 3, 6, 12. Well, 12 is the confusion. So when, if you listen back, you will hear that I did one for a person where I talked about the importance of having their mind get clear. And I know you said Mercury retrograde is playing havoc in their lives, but you see, that's putting your power in that. When havoc comes is often the time of change. And time of change means that you're able to move correctly in the direction that you want. Your numbers are that you can accept, you have trouble accepting what is. You want it different. And so you fight the flow of life. So I just want to, at this time, allow you to rest in the peacefulness of knowing that the universal love force is always there and will take you through the chaos if you remain calm, if you may remain in belief and know that all is as it needs to be. Where do you want to end up? How do you want that to look? How do you want that to work? Rather than reacting to, oh my God, where am I going and what am I doing? I don't know. It's a mess. It's a Mercury retrograde. Everything's a mess. See, the mind, when it takes over, loses our ability to think. We lose our ability to go in the direction of where we want to go. I know that you have the power within you to stop that. To say, okay, what do we do now? How do we get this through? Because your numbers tell me that. But as long as you're in confusion, you're not accepting what you need to do. You're making the confusion the power. You're making the confusion the reality. And that's just your mind going in 20,000 different directions in panic. Take a big breath. Remember what you know. Remember the love vibration is there. Choose and accept where you are so you can choose your next steps. And you will find you will get to where you want and be. Okay, I just have a couple more quick ones before we finish. Just doing one quick one for Donna, and that is a final releasing by forgiveness of all the past lives. More and more I've come aware of how important our past lives are in our subconscious mind, and we make the same decision over and over and over and over and over and over again. In this new work I'm doing right now, I cannot believe what I'm finding and doing, but I also know the results of when we clear those. I used to think it was 1. Now sometimes it's 47. 21. 21, same belief over and over, sometimes different beliefs. But I just saying this prayer for Donna and knowing that she can move forward by accepting and letting go of the past, and especially by forgiving whatever's gone on in the past. Whatever we've done, just forgive it. It's being done. It's moving to the forward, into the way we're heading and where we're going. I give thanks in the knowing of that. And I also want to do another prayer for my friend Shane to believe in the self and to let go of his fear and his sense of not seeing where and how it's all going to end. Acceptance, acceptance, acceptance. How often do we have the number 12 come up for people? How often? Every week, at least one, if not 2 or 3. As humans, we want things to be the way we want them. And to some degree, how we've trained or what we know supports that we should. Who said we should? It's a being able to accept things as they are and then moving them into a different awareness so that we can create, yes. But sometimes we have to accept that that which we have in our minds that we want to create is not necessarily what's there. And so it is the allowing of the knowingness that the highest and best for you at any given time is in action. That is the hardest thing to accept. Why is this happening to me right now? Why is this taking place right now? I've done everything in my power to do. I do all the right things. How come? Doesn't matter how come. It is there. as I said back with Marion, see your truth and make the decision as to what you want to do about it. It's nothing to do with anybody else. Know that the universe loves you, cares about you, gives you the support that you need to get to where you want to go. You're loved. And that is something that brings me solace when I think, what am I in for now? But that's life. And the movement on with life is the enjoyment of the journey. Because when you're at the end, the journey is done. And you want to be able to say this time, you can look back and say, well, I've cleared a lot of stuff. I don't have to come back again unless I want to, because I've let go of any guilt, regret, anything else in there where I want to hold on to those old beliefs. Old beliefs can go. Goodbye. And a brand new you with a full heart of peace and love can move forward. And that brings this to a close this week. I want to thank you so much for being here. You just really make my week. You really do. I will be back on Wednesday with Norma Talks, and then again on Sunday. You enjoy. Have a good one. Bye for now.